Hello, my beloved people. It's been hot in Nigeria. It's been hotting. Okay, let me dive into this video. I started this video by saying, man, Regina Daniels is from my state. Like, if the father owns the child, then I can talk about this. I have like a mixed heritage, but part of my upbringing was in Delta State. You see this thing that happened to Regina Daniels, everybody is like me. When I was 12 going to 13, I almost also experienced it. It took the grace of God, family prayers, Agbaka eye. My mother clap her slippers together, went to the person's house and said, Uncle, if this is a game you've been trying with other people's children, please don't try it with my child. So people have been making all kinds of statements about, should Regina Daniels be blamed for this? Should she go back to her husband? The thing that I just wanted to say is that this kind of things, it's very hard to figure out what the person should do.
Regina must come back. Underline the word must. And people are saying, marriage will be divorce. Let it go. But what is Aisha said? I will tell you, Regina still loves it. Everybody that wants to know Regina where she is now, she isn't getting.
Is this one okay?
Somebody's family, they are chasing shadows. And they are police shadows, see, parents, the sister. They will all appear in court. You don't know with your family now. Somebody has come to that house by 4 a.m. You was eating together and you don't know when you jump.
But two things are very clear. There are different types of men and there are different types of love. Not all of them is healthy love. Walai, a person who automatically throws his own wife under the bus, instead of saying there's been some social media videos circulating, none of them are true, we are going through a crisis as a family and we'll figure it out. But he immediately said, oh, she's on drugs, to discredit what she's saying. That type of person is questionable. The second thing that's also very alarming to take note of is that man we talk say women na leg. Hey, this one weak me. I have a fork here. So a woman is tantamount to something like a fork, because I couldn't find any leg in my house, right? So I had to use fork, because in a way you can use fork to make a parable when you are talking about something that is a leg. If you have different forks here, you might be able to use one to hold this. When I heard that interview on TV, God, I just held my head. I said, what? I said, what? Why would a human being compare another human being to a leg? Even if we remove gender, we say this is not a man-woman thing. That doesn't sound okay at all. So those two things already tell you the type of person that you are dealing with. Then this last angle that I'm not hearing, that the man was saying, oh, if something happens to him, then they should hold Regina Daniels accountable. Nah, man, that angle is just not, like, Habibi, that's not working, because usually people do that when they want to manipulate a woman. They'll say, oh, if you leave me, I'll die. If you leave me, I'll die. I'll die. People do that. It's a manipulation technique. And you now see some interesting Nigerians coming online saying things like, oh, did they force her to go? Did they force her? She was enjoying the money when she was flaunting it. He was flaunting it. When I hear these things, what I'm just hearing, what I'm smelling is jealousy. So because she was flaunting it, she should die inside, Abby. I know some people will come here now, they will say, oh, flashy girls, and of course we are flashy, so I will support her. It's not about supporting her. I don't support her lifestyle. I don't, like, sometimes some of the things she posts, I'm not in support of them, but that does not discredit the fact that this girl was 17. That has now been proven as at today, when this man climbed on top of her. Hey, God Almighty. I'm trying to remember, like, at 17, even though I was going to school, I could think logically, but I'm telling you, I did not know what I was doing. No. I was going to school, I thought I was smart, but man, I was in fact, a lot of times we think that we're smart. I've heard people who have even gotten to like 35, thereabouts, 38, telling me that, man, they thought that they were smart, but when they look back after they pass through that age, they find out that they're not smart at all. So let us move forward in this Regina Daniels matter with wisdom and some compassion and empathy for the mistake that little girl made. It must have been a stop on her journey of life, but it's not the final destination. And then the final scary thing that I heard of this matter that was making me afraid, which is 2. The man was saying whether Regina Daniels likes it or not, she must come back to the marriage. Marriage is by force at this point. My gosh, that's very scary. That's a very, very scary and unhealthy obsession. You said the girl is not, she's an addict, she's a bad person, blah blah blah. Why do you want to, like, why do you still, I don't want people who I consider not okay around me. Why do you still want her around you? Is there something else going on that we're not aware of? As for Regina Daniels' mother, it was her mother I originally intended to make this video for, but seeing how she has finally now stood up, how she has snapped out of her whatever was going on in her southeast mind, I just said, no need, let's not drag her again. She's already been trying for her daughter. Let's just support her to support her daughter. No need. No need to say, oh, you're a bad mother. I'm sure she already knows that the decision she made at that time was not okay. But on the flip side, I hope you guys know that some of these powerful people, some of these men with money, when they are coming for these girls, they don't come directly. Some of them come indirectly. Some of them will even like hold some type of threat over the mom. You guys are seeing how this man is not wanting to let her go now. What makes you people think that when he was coming for her then that he was just a very regular suitor? You know, a regular suitor will be like, hey, I like you, you like me, what can we do? Let's move forward. But a suitor that has another type of motive will not be direct. If you even say no, the no will become a war. If you say no, the no will become a war. So let's be guided. Our lesson from this is that we should move forward with empathy. We should protect our children, especially the African child, because that's where a lot of things are happening. And you see this mumu culture, that will be my next video. You see this culture, if I tell you how that thing is vexing me, see, there's positive part of culture, but it's like we like the negative so much. We cannot sit down and ask ourselves what part of our culture needs evolution. What part of our culture should we need to work on? We need to really, 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 really do that as Africans, because all this, oh, this is my tradition, this is how we do it in my culture. See, those things are just complete BS. Someone was saying, oh, I'm a traditional man, you're a traditional man, but you married this girl without her father's consent.